You wake up and the first thing you reach for isn't water, sunlight, or a stretch. It's your phone. A quick scroll turns into 10 minutes, then 20. By the time the day ends, you've stared at screens more than you've looked at real faces. It feels normal, harmless, even productive. But what if this everyday habit is quietly draining your health in ways you don't immediately feel? What if the constant glow in front of your eyes is costing you more than just time? Screens are everywhere: phones, laptops, tablets, TVs, and they've become deeply woven into our lifestyle. We use them to work, relax, connect, and escape. Yet behind the convenience lies a growing health concern many people ignore until symptoms start showing up. Eye strain, headaches, poor sleep, mental fatigue, and constant tension in the neck and shoulders are often brushed off as stress or aging. But for many, these are early warning signs of a body overwhelmed by non-stop screen time. The impact goes beyond tired eyes. Long hours of sitting and scrolling can affect posture, muscle health, metabolism, and even heart health. Late-night screen use interferes with sleep cycles, leaving the brain overstimulated and the body unrest. Over time, this can lead to low energy, mood changes, anxiety, and difficulty focusing. You may still be eating healthy and trying to stay active, yet feel exhausted, irritable, or mentally foggy, and not understand why. Emotionally, constant screen exposure keeps the mind in a state of alert. Notifications, messages, and endless content prevent true mental rest. The nervous system rarely switches off, increasing stress levels without you realizing it. Many people report feeling disconnected, overwhelmed, or strangely empty, even though they're always connected. It raises an uncomfortable question. Are our screens improving our wellness, or slowly pulling us away from it? This issue doesn't belong to one age group or profession. Students, office workers, parents, and even children are feeling its effects. The real danger is how silent it is. There's no sudden pain, no immediate alarm, just small symptoms that build over time. So how much screen time is too much? What is it really doing to your body and mind each day? And most importantly, how do you protect your health in a world where screens feel impossible to avoid? For many people, the problem doesn't start with extreme screen use. It begins with small, repeated habits that feel unavoidable. Checking messages during meals, working late on a laptop, watching shows in bed, or scrolling to relax before sleep all add up. Over time, the body adapts to constant stimulation, and what once felt normal starts to create subtle changes. Dry or burning eyes, blurred vision, stiffness in the neck and lower back, and a constant sense of tiredness become part of everyday life. What makes this health issue difficult to notice is how common it is. Almost everyone experiences these symptoms at some point, so they're often ignored. Yet real-life experiences show a pattern. People spending long hours in front of screens report more sleep problems, reduced physical activity, higher stress levels, and difficulty disconnecting mentally. The brain remains engaged long after the screen is turned off, affecting recovery and overall wellness. Daily lifestyle choices also play a role. Poor posture, limited breaks, low outdoor time, and reduced social interaction can intensify the effects of prolonged screen exposure. Even children and teenagers are showing early signs, including attention issues and disrupted sleep routines. These changes don't happen overnight, but they slowly shape energy levels, mood, and long-term health. The question that remains is whether these early signs are just minor discomforts, or the beginning of something much more serious. As screen time continues to increase, many people begin to notice changes that go beyond physical discomfort. There's a quiet emotional side to this health challenge that often goes unspoken. People describe feeling constantly on edge, mentally overloaded, or strangely unmotivated, even when life seems stable. The mind rarely gets a chance to rest, and this ongoing mental stimulation can affect emotional balance, stress levels, and overall mental wellness. It becomes harder to enjoy silence, harder to focus, and harder to feel fully present in everyday moments. From a medical and health perspective, prolonged screen exposure places continuous strain on the eyes and nervous system. Reduced blinking can lead to digital eye strain, while blue light exposure may interfere with natural sleep rhythms. Poor posture during screen use can slowly impact spinal alignment, muscle health, and circulation. While these issues may sound minor at first, Healthcare professionals often see them as connected patterns rather than isolated symptoms. The body functions as a system, and constant screen use affects multiple areas at once. There are also common misconceptions that make the problem easier to ignore. Many believe that only extreme screen use causes harm, or that exercise alone cancels out long hours of sitting and scrolling. Others assume that feeling tired, distracted, or tense is simply part of modern life. Yet real-life experiences suggest otherwise. People who reduce screen exposure often notice shifts in energy, sleep quality, and mood, even before making other lifestyle changes. Social habits and relationships are affected too. Face-to-face interaction may decrease, while comparison and information overload increase stress and anxiety. Over time, these lifestyle patterns shape how the brain responds to rest, focus, and connection. The deeper question is whether we're noticing these changes early enough, or adapting to them without realizing the long-term cost to our health and wellness. As these patterns continue, the body and mind often reach a quiet turning point. The small symptoms that once felt manageable begin to interfere with daily life. Concentration drops, sleep feels unrefreshing, and even short periods away from screens can trigger restlessness or discomfort. Many people notice they wake up already tired, rely heavily on screens for stimulation, and struggle to relax without digital input. These are subtle but important warning signs that the nervous system may be under constant strain. Health risks become more concerning when prolonged screen time starts affecting long-term wellness. Persistent sleep disruption can weaken immune function, increase fatigue, and impact hormone balance. Ongoing physical inactivity combined with poor posture may raise the risk of muscle pain, joint stiffness, and reduced circulation. Mentally, continuous exposure to digital content can heighten stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion, making it harder to cope with everyday challenges. What's alarming is how easily these effects blend into normal routines. For some, the most serious moment comes when symptoms are no longer temporary. Chronic headaches, eye discomfort, mood changes, and mental fog can affect work performance, relationships, and self-confidence. Parents notice behavioral changes in children, professionals feel burnout creeping in, and many begin questioning why their health feels off despite their efforts to stay balanced. This stage often arrives quietly, without a clear cause to point to. The real urgency lies in how invisible this health challenge can be. There's no loud alarm, no single moment that demands attention, just a steady buildup of strain. The question becomes impossible to ignore. If constant screen exposure is shaping our bodies, minds, and lifestyle every single day, how far can it go before the damage becomes difficult to reverse? What makes this health issue even more unsettling is how often it goes unrecognized. Many people don't connect their symptoms to screen exposure at all. Fatigue is blamed on stress, sleep problems on a busy schedule, eye discomfort on aging, and mood changes on personal circumstances. Because the effects develop gradually, delayed awareness becomes one of the biggest risks. By the time someone seeks help, the body has already adapted to unhealthy patterns that are harder to break. Hidden symptoms add another layer of concern. Shallow breathing from prolonged sitting, reduced movement throughout the day, and constant mental stimulation can quietly affect circulation, focus, and emotional regulation. Some people experience increased irritability, low motivation, or a sense of burnout without any clear trigger. Others notice physical signs like frequent tension, jaw clenching, or a lingering sense of restlessness. These are often overlooked during routine health checkups because they don't appear as obvious medical conditions. Common mistakes also push the problem further. Taking short breaks but immediately checking another screen, using devices late at night under the assumption that brightness settings are enough, or multitasking across multiple screens can intensify strain. Many believe that being productive online means being healthy, when in reality the body still pays a price for continuous exposure. Even healthy habits can cancel each other out when screen use dominates the day. This is where the concern deepens. When warning signs are missed and habits remain unchanged, the line between temporary discomfort and lasting health impact begins to blur. The question now isn't just whether screens affect wellness, but how many people are already past the early stage without realizing it. This is often the moment when awareness finally clicks. Health experts and wellness researchers now point out that constant screen time doesn't just add stress to life, it can quietly reshape how the body and brain function over time. The realization is not that screens are bad, but that unbalanced, uninterrupted exposure changes sleep quality, posture, attention, and emotional regulation in ways most people never expect. What feels like a normal routine may actually be training the nervous system to stay alert, tense, and overstimulated around the clock. Medical insight shows that many of the symptoms people struggle with, chronic fatigue, poor focus, mood swings, and lingering discomfort, are often connected by one shared lifestyle pattern. When the brain rarely experiences true rest, recovery becomes incomplete. Even during sleep, stimulation from late-night screen use can reduce deep rest, leaving the body under-repaired. This understanding shifts the conversation from isolated health complaints to overall wellness balance. The turning point for many comes when they realize the issue isn't how much time they spend on screens in total, but how that time is used and broken up. Continuous exposure without recovery periods places more strain on health than people assume. Small habits repeated daily have a greater impact than occasional long sessions. This insight changes how people begin to view productivity, relaxation, and self-care. The unexpected twist is that the body is not failing. It's responding exactly as it's designed to. These symptoms are not signs of weakness, but signals asking for change. Once this is understood, the conversation shifts from fear to awareness. The real question that lingers is not whether screen time affects health, but whether we're willing to listen to what our bodies have been trying to tell us all along. The good news is that awareness is the first step toward change, and small, intentional adjustments can make a big difference. Experts recommend starting with simple habits, taking regular breaks from screens, practicing proper posture, and making time for outdoor activity to support both physical and mental health. Limiting screen use before bed can improve sleep quality, while mindfulness exercises and breathing techniques help reduce stress and restore focus. Even minor changes, like adjusting screen brightness or using Do Not Disturb modes, can reduce eye strain and mental overload. Paying attention to early warning signs, fatigue, tension, headaches, or mood changes, can prevent minor discomforts from becoming more serious health issues. Balancing screen time with movement, social connection, and real-world interaction supports overall wellness and energy levels. Remember, this is not about eliminating screens entirely. It's about creating a healthier relationship with them. By listening to your body and adjusting daily habits, you can protect your health, restore energy, and improve mental clarity. Your wellness doesn't have to suffer in a digital world. Screens are tools, but your body and mind need care, balance, and attention above all. Start noticing, start adjusting, and give your health the priority it deserves.